started yet. But the Vishaka school administration and the teachers, we discussed to bring you some lessons through this digital media. As videos, we will do the lessons, and through some communication media, you will receive these lessons. So let's recall what we have done so far in this year. There are 20 units to complete. 20 units to complete. Out of that 20 units, we have already completed 13, and the 14th one still we are doing. Therefore, I just plan to start this with a new lesson or the new unit. The new one is the 15th one. We must do this lesson in the third term. Actually, we are starting the lessons allocated to third term. So, the lesson topic is hydrostatic pressure. Term pressure is not new thing to us. In grade 9, we learned about the pressure unit. So let's start from that one as a revision. Just recall what we have done in grade 9. Pressure. If something press on, then that is, it just get pressure. Simply when I give force on this object, it press on. So there is a force from my hand and the force acting on certain area. Therefore, in grade 9 we learned there are two factors affect on pressure. One is force, other one the surface area. So these are the two factors affect on pressure. And what is the unit of measuring pressure? Right, again if you recall this one, force is measured in newtons and area is measured in square meters. Therefore, by linking this one, newtons per square meters should be the unit for the pressure, newtons per square meters. Also, as the Blaise Pascal discovered it, to respect him, we have named this unit. If there is 1 Newton per square meter, we name it as 1 Pascal. Right. I'm just going fast because these things are not new things to you, because we have already learned this component or these concepts. And today's lesson, it's basically about hydrostatic pressure, but I will start this one with the solid pressure. And let's do some exercises or something relevant to this related to the solid pressure. Solid pressure depends on two factors. One, the force, other one, the area. Therefore, solid pressure is equal to the force acting per unit area. Force per area is the solid pressure. With symbols we write it like this: P for pressure, F force, area. And again, as we taken just before, we can take the unit of the pressure. Pressure equals, force is measured in newtons and area is measured in square meters. Therefore, it is newtons per square meters. And first I will go to just start some exercises relevant to this. You can't write the exercises and do that here. Therefore, I will explain some examples. You can find some exercises and do them. And the first one, I will show something here. When doing problems or when problem solving in this lesson, normally when we have such equation, there can be some component in the equation that we need to subject. There is an easy way to do that. When we take P equals F over A, you can put that in a triangle like this. Right? To subject any content of any quantity, this is really easy. Pressure P equals force F divided by A area. So if you want to find the pressure, you have to cover up P. When you cover P, there will be force divided by area. Second fact, if you want to find force, it's easy method. When you cover the force F, you can see P multiplied by A. Again, force equals P, pressure, multiplied by the area. And if you want to subject area, you must cover A. Then area A equals F divided by P. Likewise, when you need to find out pressure, we can do in this manner. If you want to find force, then these two quantities are given. And if force and pressure is given, then you can find out area by this equation. Right. Let's take an example here. If there is a cube, this sort of one, and with the dimensions 2 meters this side and 3 meters this side, and it's important to find the area. And if its mass, the mass is given, not the weight, if the mass is given as 10 kilograms, this is the problem. The question is, what is the pressure exerted on the surface? There are two facts. If you directly write the equation here, pressure equals force divided by area, you will be stuck. It's because force is not given, area also not given, length and width is given. Therefore, we have to find these two quantities before doing this experiment, before doing this exercise. Right. First, let's find force. Force equals mass into acceleration. Or it's a derivation here. W equals mg. If you know the gravitational acceleration as 10 meters per square seconds, and this is easy to do. First of all, let's apply this. W equals mg, m the mass 10 kilograms multiplied by 10 meters per square seconds. Then the answer is 100 newtons. So this is how we can find force. The next step, finding area. Area A. Area equals length multiplied by width. Length is 3 meters, width 2 meters. Therefore, the answer is 6 square meters. Right. Then pressure equals force divided by area, and force is 100 newtons divided by area 10 square meters. And the number, it does not the solution does not come with the whole number here. As a fraction, you can keep it. The 100 divided by 6. If you divide 100 by 6, there will be certain value. Then this is the theory that we want to prove through this. Again, I will say that once the mass is given without giving the force, you must convert and find the force. Also, when the area is not given, you have to find the area and take this one. This is example number 1, and let's do a different example as the next one. Example number 2. Right. This time there is a cube and its force is given to us as 24 newtons. Also the area, surface area is not given. Area is not given here. But the pressure is given as 120 pascals. Also it could be the newtons per square meters. Right. Let's take the equation here. The triangle method you can follow easily. For pressure equals force divided by area. This time we need to find the area, cover up area. Then area equals force divided by the pressure. Force is 24 newtons. 24 newtons. And area is 120 pascals or newtons per square meter. That's correct. Newtons cancels out. And there will be an answer. If you just divide this 4 divided by 120, 0, and here it is 2, yes, 0.2 the square meters, because the area is asked, the answer comes in square meters. And these are the exercises for the solid pressure. But as I mentioned, this lesson is not about the solid pressure. It's about hydrostatic pressure or the liquid pressure. Basically, pressure can be divided to two. Pressure, we can divide it to two as the solid pressure, the one that we almost discussed, and the fluid pressure. Fluid means anything which is floatable or just flowing. And fluids are two types, liquids and gases. So this lesson, mostly the 15th lesson, is about this fluid pressure. That's why it's given as hydrostatic pressure. So this is the end of the part 1 of this lesson. Let's move on to the hydrostatic pressure, the next theme. The second part, part 2. Let's take this one here. It's about the hydrostatic pressure. Pressure exerted by liquids or the pressure exerted by gases, taken as the hydrostatic pressure. Liquid pressure or gas pressure. Now let's see how this pressure acts on an object. It's different to the solid pressure. Solids are not flowing. Once you keep solids in one place, solid will stay at this place without any change. But the liquid pressure, it's different. In liquid pressure, it acts in several ways. So I hope to do this one or show this one with an experiment. 2-3 experiments we can find out how this liquid pressure acts on. Right, our first experiment to find out how basically it acts on a surface. A liquid pressure, how liquid pressure acting on that. Right, let's raise the board, and because we need to keep a clear background here. Right, then first of all I have taken this one. This is an ordinary balloon. But I have made some pinholes in this balloon, some pinholes. Thereafter we can fill a liquid into that. This is water, just filling water into this. Overflowing a little bit. Right, the liquid is here. So when I give pressure to that liquid, pressure on that liquid with this one, after fixing it here, I will give pressure on that. You can notice how water comes out from that holes when I give pressure here. Right, as you see here, if you see a closer view, liquid go almost everywhere. When I give pressure, it goes up, down, sideways, everywhere. So this is the observation. And let's explain our observation here. If this is the balloon, there were some pinholes, we filled water and exerted pressure. Liquid pressure or the liquid just shoot out from the balloon from each and every direction. So what is the conclusion of this activity? Liquid pressure or the fluid pressure act almost every direction, maybe downwards, upwards, sideways, and also it acting perpendicular to that surface. If you see how it shoot out from a hole, it's acting perpendicular to the surface. Those are the conclusions of the experiment number 1. Right. Let's do the second experiment to find out how this liquid pressure is changing or no, acting at same level here. So to do this activity, I will keep this tripod stand here. I think you can see that. And let's keep this bottle. If you see this bottle, I have made holes at this line. There are 5 holes in this. So keeping that here, and what you must notice, you have to notice how water comes out from these holes when I fill water to this. I think it is clear enough. I will bring it slightly close to you. Okay. Let's fill some water into this. Right. Put in the water. Once we fill water will start to go out from this. You can see water leaving to the same distance here, equal distance. Right? That means the liquid pressure at same level is the same. Then you can, if you see this one, it's shooting out to equal distance. That is the experiment number 2. Here, this is the explanation. When we fill water to a container which has holes at same level, when water is filled into this one, water shoot out into same distance, equal distance. And it proves us one fact. Liquid pressure at same level is the same. In a liquid pressure at the same level is the same. That is the second conclusion. Then let's move on to the third experiment. Let's erase this. And the third experiment, let's keep this bottle away. And now I will take and the third one, let's keep this bottle. And in that bottle you can see there are 4 lines, 4 levels, 4 holes, 4 different holes. When I fill water, you can notice how water shoot out from this. Right, let's fill water. Filling some water here, and again let's keep filling water. You can see water shoot out far distance from the bottommost one, but from the topmost one it's going to shorter distance, and from this it goes more distance. That means there is more pressure at the bottom level. So this is the experiment. Fluid pressure acts like this. And when the pressure is reducing, you can see this one comes closer, the second one. Nicely you can notice and observe, take the observation here. Right. Here, this is the explanation. Third fact. There are 4 holes. When we filled water into that, water went out to far distance from this one, slightly farther distance from this, then from here, and crosses the topmost hole. The highest pressure at the bottom and the lowest pressure at the top. Pressure increases as the liquid depth increases. That's the conclusion of the third experiment. Now let's sum up the things that we have done so far about the liquid pressure or the fluid pressure. There were 3 experiments. First experiment, and remember the conclusion of the first experiment, the balloon experiment? Yes, pressure acting, liquid pressure or the fluid pressure acting all directions equally. All the directions equal. Second experiment. Experiment with this container. You can remember that one. From this one we took one conclusion. Pressure at same level is the same. Right? If the level is same, pressure at same level of liquid is the same. Then the third one, number 3. Experiment with this container with 4 different holes. In this one we concluded, from this experiment we concluded the pressure increases with the depth of the liquid. If the depth of the liquid increases, then the liquid pressure also increases. There are 3 factors affect on pressure. 3 ways the pressure acting. There are some factors does not affect on liquid pressure. One fact is the shape of the container. If you fill water to this type of curved one or fat one like this, or which are connected to same tube, or a cylindrical one, or likewise if you fill water to this different containers, if the liquid height is same, the pressure exerted by that liquid is same. Therefore, it does not affect on the shape of the container. And also liquid pressure does not affect on area. Right. It's you can't believe it, I think, because solid pressure act on pressure, the force and area. But I said liquid pressure does not act on area. Right. If you don't believe this one, you have to wait till I bring the next video. In that video, I will show and I will prove you the area does not affect on pressure. And theoretically, practically, we can show area has no effect on which pressure? Liquid pressure. But on solid pressure it acts. So wait till that. And this is the end of our lesson. And we hope to bring you the second part soon as possible. Also, I will upload the note on this the pressure lesson, and you can take it on through the WhatsApp media. So let's wait till that. Meet back from the second video. Till that, goodbye everybody.